Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today, I am going to be making, or actually not making skirts, I am taking dresses and making them into skirts. And it is pretty simple. I did 2 today, and honestly, if I can do it, you can do it. These are very beginner friendly. So let me walk through the steps that I did, and if you are a professional, maybe don't watch this video because you might be cringing the whole time. But if you're just a beginner and just trying to see if you can repurpose some of your clothes, maybe some dresses that you don't really wear anymore, you can definitely keep watching and just kind of get some tips on what I did and how you can transform all of the dresses you don't use into skirts. So I'm starting here with my floral dress, and this one has a natural drawstring already in it, so I'm just going to use that. And this orange one does not, and so this one's a little bit more difficult to kind of find where I wanted it to hit and where to start taking it in. And I also realized that it has pockets, so I had to take that also into account. So I don't know where my rotary cutter went, so I'm just going to cut this with some scissors, trying to make sure I stay as straight as possible all the way across. And then, as you can see, I left a little bit of extra on the top of where the elastic is so that I can fold it over easily. So make sure to flip your dress or skirt now inside out so that you can see that it is going to cover all the way over the back side of the elastic, like on that inside of the dress. And it should look something like this all the way around. And I should have left a little bit more room on the top, but we will make it work. So keep the dress flipped inside out and then take it to the sewing machine. And I mean, this is super simple. You're just going to sew a basic seam all the way across. If you can line it up with the seam of the elastic, that is going to be great because it will look seamless because there's already the seam and it's going to be kind of hidden in there. So just do your best, and plus it kind of keeps you guided on a line as well. So just flip it back and it is pretty much good to go. Then I got started on the orange dress, and I just folded it. There's a ton of fabric here, so I wanted to line it up really well to make sure that when I cut it across, it was going to be straight as possible. So I just clipped it on both sides, and I'm taking my scissors again, and you'll see in the next couple of frames that this did not go very well with how straight I needed to make it, but oh well, it still worked out nonetheless. So don't worry too much about the straight lines. You can always fix it later on. So then here I am kind of again figuring out where those pockets are and how I'm supposed to be folding this over and how much to kind of do. So this is going to vary, you know, based on each dress. So what I did is I folded it in right up to the top of that pocket. So that's where I decided to put it, and then I'm putting the clip right there on that seam, and then I go over to the other pocket and I fold it in as well, and this is just going to make sure that everything stays in line and yeah, that it's even when I'm sewing all the way across. So you're gonna do the same thing as the last dress and go all the way around. So I forgot to mention that this dress, you're gonna want to leave a little bit more of a gap because we're going to be adding elastic. So the last one already had it in it, thankfully. And this one, we're going to be making kind of like a loop and adding it in, if that makes sense. So I ended up turning this inside out as well, which I would have recommended for the actual clips going on to kind of watch where I'm going with it. But then you're just taking it again to the sewing machine and sewing all the way around, making sure you leave plenty of space for that elastic. So I have a piece of elastic here and I'm just kind of fitting it to where I know that this skirt is going to hit. And I also make sure I can easily take it on and off and that it's going to hold this skirt, which is going to be a little heavier than most skirts. So I got the perfect little size, didn't really have to measure or use a measuring tape at all. So you can add a safety pin to the end of this elastic and close it up, and that is what is going to guide the elastic all the way through. So just stick it into one side. As you can see, I didn't purposely have that little hole there, but it was just a spot where my cutting didn't quite make it long enough. So you're going to put the elastic all the way in and you're just scrunching it and pulling all the way around, and make sure you hang on to that tail so that way when you get to the end you can sew them together. So now that I have my two ends, I'm just sewing them right here together, making sure to go back and forth on that a couple times so that it does not go anywhere.
Did you just make a dress?
I cut it from a dress.
I was about to say, holy shit.
Like it was a dress and I'm making it into a skirt.
I was about to be so damn impressed with you. Oh, but I ain't now. Just kidding.
And here is the finished product. So here's that first dress that I did that had the elastic already in it. Super simple. This one turned out great. And then here is the orange skirt, and I think this one turned out to be my favorite. I really love the color of this one, and I did not want to get rid of the dress, so I'm so glad I made it into a skirt. And the pockets are still functional, which was a goal of mine, so I would say this one was also a win. Okay, so just like that, I told you guys this would be very, very simple. So I hope that you guys got some inspiration to get those old dresses out of your closet and to make them into skirts so that you can start wearing them again. I'm sure there's a million different ways you could have done this, but this was just one simple way that I thought of to do it. So anyways, hopefully you guys got some inspiration from this video. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.